This is your family's first and most important line of defense against Mother Nature. When she strikes, make sure you call the people that I trust, my family and friends at Exterior Home Solutions.
Exterior Home Solutions 2-minute drill. Tennessee defeats Mississippi State 33-14. And Brent, the news of the night is Nico Iamaleava. Let's not bury the lead here. He plays a half. He does not come back out for the second half. In talking to some different people, it certainly feels like concussion. They described it as an upper body injury. Normally, that when it's a concussion, that's how it's described. If that is the case, it's just a matter of passing protocol or not as to whether he'll be ready for next week.
Yeah, I think it's just, Josh Heupel said, after the game that he expects that he'll be available, which is the answer you expected Josh Heupel to give.
Sure.
But we'll see. It's what does he feel like tomorrow? What does he feel like on Monday? When they go back to the practice field. So I know everybody wants an answer now, and there's going to be rumors out about all these things and stuff going on with him out there. We'll see how he feels, in the next couple of days and go from there.
If that is indeed what it is, there have been plenty of kids that felt fine, and then Tuesday or Wednesday the next week all of a sudden didn't feel fine, right? You just never know.
That's why tonight you can't pronounce anything,
correct.
One way or the other. We'll wait and see how he feels over the course of the next 48 hours and get a little better feel for it and go from there.
Tennessee did score on their first drive tonight, Ubbs.
They did.
It was a big deal. Even Josh Heupel afterwards was like, thank goodness. But, they found a way again. You leave the stadium again, and you're just like, man, that was way more stressful than it had to be. Dylan Sampson fumbled again. Dylan Sampson ran for near 150 yards again. He found the end zone again. A lot of trends, some good, some bad.
Yeah, and he also went to the injury tent in the second quarter and then went to the locker room. But he did come back and play. The story is just how beat up is this team going to be going to Athens, Georgia, beyond Nico. Andre Carrick did not play the second half. Didn't play a snap in the second half. So where's he at? Spraggins got banged up. Where's he going to be at? Dante Thornton went out of the game in the second half and did not return. Where's he going to be at? There's a pretty long list of guys who got beat and banged up tonight. So on the surface, it feels like a pretty costly win. Now, we'll see how those guys progress over the course of the next couple of days. But this is a pretty healthy football team going into this game. They're not a very healthy football team coming out.
Tennessee's defense only gives up 14, but they did give up a bunch of chunk plays in the running game. They got gashed at times by Mississippi State. Now, I do think that Tennessee's defense is much more suited to go against Georgia's type running game than Mississippi State's running game. But either way, this is something for Georgia to look at on film and go, hey, they had a lot of success doing this.
Yeah, well, and I think you look at the run game the last two games. Tennessee gave up 160 yards to Kentucky,
179 tonight.
179 tonight. I think you're starting to see that they miss Keenan Peely a bit. I think that's sort of showing up a little bit more the last couple of games for whatever reason. I think they've gotten out of gaps on their defense.
They really have.
And I don't know if that's a communication issue, if that's a physical issue, or exactly what it is. They ended up with 4 sacks. So the quarterback's running numbers look different from Mississippi State, but he was effective because they gave up the edge or the corner too much. They played too far inside, or they got too deep and gave him a running lane. So there's plenty of things for that defensive front seven to clean up. For all they could have done this better, whatever. They were really good in the back end on defense tonight. They were terrific in coverage, and they really tackled well. They did a nice job in the back end, which is good going into next week. But there'll be lots to talk about over the course of the next few days. Get ready for this one.
The biggest price spot for me tonight: Boo Carter on punts. Never again will we see anybody else back there as long as he's here, in my opinion. He's fantastic. He's got a cockiness, a swagger, a confidence, whatever you want to call it. Probably he's going to drive, Mike Eckler and Josh Heupel crazy with some of the ones he catches versus, letting hit the ground. But I think he also saved them a few times from balls going 20 or 30 yards further down the field with the right clearance.
Yeah, I thought the last one he should have fair caught because you got a big lead. Don't take a chance on that one. I thought he got a little greedy there. The play he made right over here behind us where he fielded the ball on a bounce was a really good play and a heady
that ball was
play.
going to go another 20 yards.
Yeah, it was heady. I like him back there. I'm with you. We've been talking about that all, preseason. And I thought he was the answer back there, and they put him back there tonight. And I don't think he's done anything to give anybody a concern that he should not be back there moving forward. So that was certainly a positive. There was lots of good things to take place in here. There's some other things that Tennessee obviously has to clean up. And the biggest question all week long is going to be how healthy is this team?
And how healthy is Nico Iamaleava? Did not play in the second half. Once again, we'll recap that all in the post-game mini podcast alongside the 2-minute drill, which is right here, the Exterior Home Solutions 2-minute drill. He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price.